to day 2,779 of What Shipped You Now. It's how many days I've hopped online and shared lessons learned, the good, the bad, the ugly, what's working, what's not working when it comes to both offline and online businesses and life, right? We all want to be a better version of ourselves, which is the topic of this year's annual challenge, the Be a Better You annual challenge. We're doing one thing every day to be a better person, a better human, a better version of ourselves. And part of what we're covering in that is the 9-part life framework that I share with pretty much everybody. This month we're focusing on spiritual health and well-being. And it's kind of appropriate because today is the 15th anniversary of my death day, I call it. And I think this year I'm going to change it to my life day. Since it's been 15 years, I feel like it's time for a change. And I'm still here, right? Still here yapping and talking and sharing. But that has definitely been one of the biggest changers of my life, as it is anybody's life, or as I often is. If it isn't, then it tends to happen to you again. I didn't want it to ever happen to me again. So today we're talking about spiritual health and well-being, and we're running through the SOAP framework. The SOAP framework is a framework I started using in 2020 and have used it ever since to deal with any challenges or setbacks or obstacles or roadblocks or problems that come my way. I apply it to every area and aspect of my life. I now have it installed in my subconscious to the point where it's automatic, and I use it automatically without even thinking about it. But once a month, I stop, slow down, go through the process, teach and share the process for whatever area of the life framework we're working on. This month, it's spiritual. So the tool I decided to share for step 3 of that process, which is action. We brainstormed alternatives and options yesterday, and today we need to pick among them. And one of my favorite tools to choose among alternatives is the Head, Heart, Intuition tool. And that's where we consider our intellect, how do we think about the options, what do we think about them, how do we feel about them, heart, and then the intuition is what is our gut, our instinct telling us about the option, which one should we pick, and what are we going to do to take action on that? Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. We want to achieve our goals and objectives ASAP, or deal with this challenge area immediately so we can achieve our spiritual goals and objectives by the end of this year. And in order to do that, sometimes there's one little roadblock that's in our way that we want to get rid of. And so mine is, the area I picked for improvement was I want a better connection to my higher power. And so I applied the Head, Heart, Intuition and was surprised by the option that ended up getting the highest score and that I'll take action on today. It's not the one I would have initially said, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do, because it's different than what I normally jump out and jump into and do. And so that's why I like to apply the tools sometimes. So that's what we're working on. Tomorrow we'll do the P in the SOAP framework, and then we'll move on to other spiritual related topics for the rest of this month. If I can help you in any way, just please ask. I know that I'm one of those people. Some of us have a really hard time asking for help or even asking questions. And what I learned as part of when I came online from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses is that I can try to figure it out myself for a period of time and not make any progress and just get frustrated, or I can get to a quicker point in my decision-making process and say, I got to ask somebody this. I have to ask for help. And I have found that every time I've done that, as soon as I get up and make the decision to ask, and I type in a message or an email, I used to send it in email before texting was so big, or a text, even before the person that I sent the question to can respond, I already know what to do. The answer becomes clear. Because usually we already know what to do. We already have the answers within us for everything we ever need that's right for us. We just don't always allow ourselves to see it. So I encourage you to ask, because that opens up the floodgates to the wisdom you have within you already. All right, have a great day. Again, I'll be with you tomorrow.